If you love treble, you're in for a treat. These have crazy treble performance, a lot of detail and clarity, as well as a pretty good soundstage. Hey guys, we have with us today the TRI Starshine. TRI is a Chinese company that serves up more premium IEMs compared to its sister company KB, which does more budget earphones. If you guys are interested in reviews for KB's offerings, let me know. Otherwise, back to the review. Before we get into the review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. So, let's talk design. These look gorgeous. I absolutely love the way the faceplates are done, with that mix of blue, silver and brown, and a bunch of sparkly bits that can only be seen up close. The TRI logo looks like a trident, which is pretty cool, so I'm perfectly happy with that. You get a pretty ergonomic shape for the shells, and they are made with resin, although it seems like the internals isn't completely filled with resin, so they are a bit lighter. Not a big deal. The craftsmanship here is actually pretty well done. I didn't see any flaws with the shells at all. These are hybrid IEMs with 2 electrostatic drivers and 2 balanced armature drivers. The IEMs come with an 8-core cable, mixing copper and SPC, which was a bit of a surprise. I know other brands like Fio have provided an 8-core cable in the past, but this definitely exceeded my expectations for a $500 IEM. The cable is super pliant and soft, no problems with tangling, and I didn't encounter too much microphonics either. Because it's a heftier 8-core cable, it drapes very well over my ears, and the memory wire isn't too stiff, which is nice. Here's my own 8-core copper lids cable for reference. This costs around 400 Singapore dollars or approximately 300 US, so yeah, like I said, I was surprised when I saw the stock cable. Also, these are using the 0.78mm 2-pin connection, so yeah, not MMCX. One of the pins came ever so slightly bent, but I bent it back really carefully and yeah, no harm done. They still sound perfectly fine. There are also right-angled adapters for 3.5mm balanced and unbalanced and 4.4mm balanced, with the stock termination being a 2.5mm balanced jack, so I stuck to 2.5mm for the entirety of my testing. You also get a silver-grey Saffiano leather-esque case that works fine, although I did think it was a bit of a tight squeeze to get the IEMs in. There's also a cleaning cloth included, so yay for freebies! You get 5 sets of tips included, so XS all the way to XL, but yeah, no foam tips or anything, so if you really want them, it's a separate purchase. Anyway, let's talk about sound. Most of my testing was done with my iPhone 12 and the Fio Q3 DeC M, but after testing, I kinda wish I had a warmer, slightly more bass-inclined player. The reason for wanting a more bass-inclined source is because while you do get a good amount of bass here, you do have to keep in mind that the bass is actually handled by a balanced armature driver in these IEMs. Therefore, you won't get that same punch and dynamics as you would from a dynamic driver. That being said, you do get pretty good speed and attack out of it, along with a pretty deep extension. Sub-bass rumble is there, and you get good definition. But if I had a warmer player, I reckon I'd be able to enjoy the bass a bit more. You get a slight dip, and vocals aren't quite as forward, but there's still plenty of detail and a good bit of musicality here. It's a more fun, V-shaped tuning than analytical or reference. The treble is where the Starshine really shines. Though. Thanks to the 2 electrostat drivers inside, you get so much sparkle and energy in the highs. And for someone who really enjoys bright treble, I absolutely love these. There's so much detail here, and the treble extends quite a bit. The only problem is that if you're more sensitive to treble, you might end up feeling a bit fatigued. I did change out the cable once to kind of see how it was, and yes, it did temper the highs and brought a bit more focus to the low end, but personally I found the treble completely fine, so I pretty much just stuck to the stock cable. Swapping out the cable is definitely an option for people who kind of want to bring down the treble a bit or kind of tame, the highs. But honestly, the highlight of these IEMs is the treble. Soundstage is nice and wide with plenty of air and space between instruments, and imaging is accurate as well. If you enjoy bright, sparkly treble, then you really need to see if you can give these a listen wherever you are. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the TRI Starshine. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to us. Till the next one, see you guys!